Hey guys, I hope everyone is doing well today. Now that we are officially in the month of February, I am going to go through all of my empties that I used up in the month of January and show you what worked, what didn't work. And if you guys have been following along on my project Use It Up, which is a collection of candles and some body care, then you might have seen some of these things. If you are coming from that video, I have time stamped below the times that you can just click to if you want to see just the candles or just the body care or just the hand soaps and sanitizers or just the wax, just so you guys know that ahead of time. And as always, one of my helpful tips I like to mention is to hit the 3 dots in the upper right hand corner if you are on mobile, or the lower right hand corner if you are on desktop. And you can mess with the playback speed and turn it up a little bit if you want to watch this in turbo drive. So let me zoom you guys in and we will start with the hand soaps. Okay guys, so we're gonna start right now with this Yankee Candle vent clip that goes into a car. And I use this, put this in the beginning of the fall time and really just let it go until just now. And I switched it out with a more tree scented one. This really didn't ever go down all the way, and I'm not sure if that is a common thing that happens or what the reasoning is behind that, but it was nice. I did enjoy it while it lasted. To be honest with you, it really didn't last very long at all. It says on here that it lasts up to 30 days. I would say probably less. I left it in just because I really haven't been driving too much, but while I could smell it, it was very nice. Okay, so moving along, I have this hand sanitizer in Pumpkin Everything. The actual scent of this is Pumpkin Cupcakes. And I did talk about in my Project Use It Up video that the top of this actually broke, or like just doesn't really have any pressure left in it to give. I'm not really sure if when I dropped it and dented it, if that's what ruined it, but it's okay. There's a little bit of product left, but for the most part, I did use and enjoy this. And for being a hand sanitizer, this actually lasted, like the scent lasted a very long time on my hands, and I could smell it like hours later. People would be like, what are you wearing? And it was like hand sanitizer, which is crazy. So this is a really nice, creamy, pumpkin, spicy type of fall scent. I would repurchase that. I finished 2 hand soaps. The first one is in Boardwalk Vanilla Cone. And I know that this is odd for me, but especially because it's out of season. But I stuck this up in my partner's office bathroom upstairs just because I really don't like the scent. When I used this, it came off as almost puke-like smelling. It just really kind of made me nauseous. And it would do it to me without fail. Like, I tried multiple times to enjoy this, but I just couldn't. I'm not sure why. But my partner used it and finished it, and the notes on this are marshmallow fluff, vanilla bean, and creamy caramel. And you would think that this would be right up my alley, but it wasn't. So for that reason, I wouldn't repurchase this. If you guys have tried Boardwalk Vanilla Cone in the hand soap, I'm actually very curious if you got that same kind of scent or if you really enjoy it. Let me know. The other hand soap that I finished this month is in the scent Frosted Moscow Mule. This was a newer release this winter, and it is gorgeous packaging. Like, look how beautiful that looks in the light. So pretty. The notes on this read sweet lime, lemon zest, and sugar cane. To my nose, this smells like flat Mountain Dew. There's no fizziness, there's no bubbliness. If you guys are familiar with the Moscow Mule drinks, like if you've ever had them, then you know that they're pretty strong on that ginger note. However, there's not a single ginger note in this. In the writing, in the notes, it's not in there. And also in the smell itself, there's no ginger, which is funny because I actually have a wax melt that I used this past month that smelled exactly like a Moscow Mule, which I will be sharing with you like a little bit more towards the end of the video. This is kind of, if you want like a lemon lime soda type of scent, but flat soda, then I guess this is a good option for you. It was nice. It probably would not be a repurchase though for me. So I'm gonna kind of jump around a little bit more. And I think that I'll keep continuing with my body care over here. I finished up a Shimmer Fizz body lotion in the scent Twisted Peppermint. This is the kind that when you spray it, it kind of comes out in not a whipped cream consistency. Like, I'm not even sure how to describe it. If you squeezed it, it would feel like bubbling and popping and fizzing in your hands. It was really interesting. And I did learn that more is more with this, and it's not kind of the thing where less is more. You really need to kind of lather this on to get any kind of hydration. But overall, this is something that is more, I don't want to say gimmicky, but if this was in a summery scent, like at the beach possibly, because I could see that this would be a nice kind of sparkling, glowing effect to your skin if you're like wearing a bathing suit and are at a beach or something. But Twisted Peppermint during, shimmering all over your body kind of didn't fit this month, but it's okay. There's nothing wrong with this. It lasted a very long time. Like, I felt like this bottle was never ending. I'm happy it's finally done. I did enjoy it for what it was, and I probably wouldn't repurchase it, at least in this scent. However, I do have another Twisted Peppermint scent, and this is in their Twisted Peppermint Body Butter. And I absolutely love this. Their body butter, so it's completely empty, just to show you guys. The body butter form, or the body care form of Twisted Peppermint, is the superior version of their Twisted Peppermint line. I don't love their Twisted Peppermint scent in candles or hand soap, but something about the body care, it just adds this creaminess and vanilla. It's just more decadent, whereas the other one is a little bit more astringent and sharp on your nose. Like the candle, it's just, there's no vanilla in the candle of Twisted Peppermint at all for me, but I love the body care. So this was a little bit more suited for the actual winter time, just because their body butters are really hydrating. Like, it says 24 hours of moisture on here, and I honestly believe that that is true. Like, I put this on in the morning after a shower, and this would last me throughout the whole day. My skin wouldn't feel dry at all. Like most of the time in the winter, my skin is just dry and itchy. Didn't get that at all when I wore this, and I really loved this. I will 100% be repurchasing some more of the Bath & Body Works body butters once I work my way a little bit more through my collection, but absolutely love this, 10 out of 10. I have 2 more body care products here. I finished up a Champagne Apple and Honey body wash or shower gel, I guess. And this was a really nice scent. I use this a lot during the fall, so there was only a little bit more for me to finish, and I kind of want to just make more room in my collection and start using things up. So this is Pink Lady Apple, Sparkling Champagne, Jasmine, Honey, and Autumn Woods. This is honestly one of my all-time favorite scents and will always be a repurchase for me. I just think it is such a fresh, clean apple that's sweetened by that honey. I absolutely adore the scent. And I also finished up a Mahogany Teakwood. I shouldn't just say my partner was a big help in this and using this up. This actually is from 2015, you guys. It is insanely old. And so I can't even say, like, it's an understatement to say I'm excited to get this out of my collection. It really was time. It was getting a little bit runny. However, I will say this. For the age that this lotion was, it really did hold up in terms of fragrance, lasting power, and it really didn't turn off or go off, get sour or anything like that. It still smelled pretty much exactly like it did when I first purchased this. And yeah, it's just a really nice masculine kind of summery vibe to it. It's really nice. It smells like Abercrombie and Fitch. So there's that. Happy to have used that and finished it finally. It has been a while. And I do have way back here 2 bags from Lush. I finished up a couple bath bombs, and since I finished them, I might as well just show you. This first one is in Intergalactic, and this is just like the blue bath bomb. I really do love Lush bath bombs. They're just my favorite kind of go-to, I don't know, if you want a relaxing thing. And this is an empty bag, but I do remember wanting to share this with you guys. So I had a bubble bar in the scent Snow Fairy, and I loved it. Like, loved it. The scent was so like girly and sweet and like bubblegum and pink cotton candy kind of a vibe. And I really enjoyed it so much that I went out of my way when I was looking at Kay's wax page, and I saw that they had a Lush dupe in that scent, Snow Fairy. I picked it up, you guys. It is exact. Like if you want a perfect dupe of that scent, then Kay's is the hookup. It is amazing. Okay, so moving on to my candles. I have one mini like wallflower sampler candle here that we finished upstairs in my partner's office. He's a big floral fan. I, however, am not, as you might know from listening to me ramble all the time about it. This is in the scent Southern Magnolia, which the notes are white gardenia, magnolia blooms, and lemon verbena. I had no idea there's lemon in this at all. I really wasn't around a ton when he was melting this. I did, however, notice that it started tunneling, which I've also mentioned Tom, my partner, isn't the best at really candle care. So once it tunneled, I just brought my wax candle warmer up and let him sit this on top. And from what I noticed, this did much better on the warmer, just melting versus burning. So when it was burning, I don't think it was throwing too strong, but when it was melting, it was amazing. And like I smelled it downstairs from just this little bit. So it was melted to finish up its life, but now it is completely scentless. And I think that he really did enjoy this. I don't really smell any lemon in it though. This smells kind of like clean laundry to me. If you guys are wondering, in my opinion, what this smells like, lemon verbena, or sorry, Southern Magnolia smells like laundry detergent, like fresh, clean laundry detergent. Like a spring kind. A floral laundry detergent. Okay, another thing that I finished up that is a smaller size than a 3-wick is spiced gingerbread. And this was from this winter. Spiced gingerbread notes read, oh, there's no notes on this. Oh no, so sad. Okay, so there's no notes on this, but this pretty much just smells like a very creamy gingerbread. It's not overly spicy. I would say it is more buttery. It's really nice. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the pumpkin pie candle from Bath & Body Works. These are like sister and brother to me. I'm not sure if maybe they use the same spices that they do in the pumpkin pie candle that they do in this, but my nose definitely recognized that candle when I smelled this one burning. This one did burn fairly well. I think I had to push down on the edge of the jar at one point because it was starting to tunnel. One of the wicks was slightly drifting to like the left, or not drifting, but kind of curved to the left. So the right side of it or the opposite side of it was starting to build up a little bit more wax. So I did have to kind of push down on it with a spoon I used just to push down on the edges. And then it kind of helped fix itself. It burnt fairly well. It didn't really soot too much. I mean, you can see a little bit, but overall, I would say that that is a very good burn, especially for being a white jar and being able to see it more prominently. I loved the label on this, and I finished this up on the candle crock or the candle warmer, and it really was nice. Very happy with that purchase. I did enjoy it quite a bit for this time of year. And then finally, I have 6 3-wick candles from Bath & Body Works. I'm sorry, no, this one is not Bath & Body Works. 5 from Bath & Body Works, 1 from Aldi's. So let me start with this Aldi's one actually first. My sister gifted me a ton of her candles because she is moving into using wax melts more. And this is one from Huntington Homes. If you guys are familiar with Huntington Homes brand, it is the Aldi's brand candles, and they're really cheap. I believe that they're like, I can't tell if it's like $3 or $4, but they're a very good, cost efficient. If you want a candle, then, you know, check that out. I have had pretty good experience so far with them, with that brand. However, I would say this is probably the worst experience I've had with it. And I don't want to I don't want to say like, let that sway you in any way, just because vanilla is a very light scent in general. So this is just plain vanilla by itself. There's no other notes in this. And, I wasn't super babysitting. I don't know why there's like weird grumbly wax on that bit. So I wasn't really babysitting this one quite as much as I normally do, just because I wasn't getting a crazy great scent throw from it. So I just kind of let it do its thing and used it more for the ambiance of the candle than for the scent of the candle. It did get a little bit murky, if you guys can see that. Let me move this thing over here. It's throwing this off. So it did get a little bit murky over here, as you can see from the edge, But overall, it wasn't like, even though I wasn't babysitting it as much as I normally would, it really wasn't sooting too bad. It did leave a little bit of residue over here, and then it kind of collected at the bottom in a weird kind of gross way. But I was letting this kind of just go. So I don't know. This particular scent wouldn't be a repurchase, but I have burnt some Huntington Home candles in the past that I did enjoy. So take that with a grain of salt. Now moving on to the candles that were part of my January project Use It Up. I did include just these 5 candles to kind of finish up, and I'm very happy that I did do that. So this first one here is in Praline Pecan. It's got like this really cool label. Praline Pecan notes are southern pecans, sparkling cinnamon sugar, and warm caramel. There, to my nose, is not any cinnamon sugar in this at all. It is more just a toasted glazed pecan, or like a roasted pecan, or something you would smell at like a roasted nut stand. That is what this smelled like, and I really, really did enjoy this. This one was very strong, like it threw quite well in my open concept downstairs area. I could smell this in all 3 rooms, about to the halfway point, and then it kind of got a little bit weaker as it went down, which is pretty common, I would say, across the board with my Bath & Body Works candles. They're like strong, fill the whole room, and then kind of get a little bit weaker. This still did a good job though up until the end. It was a little bit murky here on the side. Also looks kind of weird because I stuck it on the candle crock in the end, and it kind of gave it a weird murky, I don't even know how you would explain it. It kind of got weird at the end. So it burnt all the way down to the wick clips. I only needed to cotton ball this one once or twice, and I think that's pretty good with Bath & Body Works candles. I know a lot of people are like, well, if I even have to cotton ball it, I'm just gonna put it on the warmer right away. But I really do like the ambiance that candles give you. It did soot a little bit over there. That could have been when I was lighting it. It was kind of murky, but overall it was strong and powerful, and I would repurchase this one. Like I mentioned, it looks kind of sooty and dirty down there, but that happens if you burn a candle all the way down to the wick clips and then you set it on a warmer. It's going to show more of that soot and that dirt at the end. So, but even on the candle warmer, this really didn't put off any kind of a stinky smell. It still smelled, you know, the same as when I was burning it. So I'm very happy with this one. I have a cranberry pear Bellini. I absolutely love this packaging, this like 20s inspired, very retro, cool, like martini glass. I think that's so cool. And also this packaging was absolutely stunning when it was burning. It was the flame flickering inside of it really made this, oh, you can kind of tell. So when you look at that light, it was just shining through in like the most beautiful way ever, because of all the cutouts that are in this candle. So cranberry pear Bellini notes are fizzy pear nectar, sparkling red cranberries, lush apricot, and tart black currant. And this is another one that did that weird speckly soot thing at the end, just because I did set this one on the warmer at the end of its life. It did, however, burn all the way down to the wick clips, and this one was a medium performance throughout the whole span of its life. It did kind of give me a little bit of a kerosene vibe, kind of a weird scent in the beginning, then it kind of fixed itself. Overall, I just don't think that this scent is one that is particularly for me. I have noticed, and this is just my opinion, like really don't, like if you love the scent and you love burning it, then I think that that's amazing. But for me, something about the drinkable scents from Bath & Body Works that I've tried, like Champagne Toast, Cranberry Pear Bellini, all of them give me like this slightly like wet sock smell. So like not stinky feet, but like almost like a mildewy, like a mustiness or like a musk. I don't know if they have like musk in any of those or something. There's none listed. I don't know if they just threw it in but didn't list it. But it does smell like slightly musky, and that kind of is an across the board thing I've noticed with all of the Bath & Body Works drinkable, kind of like fruity drinkable scents. Yeah, I'm not sure if I love it. So I would not repurchase this one, but I'm happy that I enjoyed it during the beginning of this brand new year with this gorgeous like New Year's inspired packaging. The next one I have here is Pink Fairy Gumdrop, and Pink Fairy Gumdrop did kind of turn a little bit before the halfway point. The color got a little bit murky. That didn't affect the smell in any way for me. I know a lot of people said, well, just stick it on the candle crock or, you know, the candle warmer to kind of melt the wax instead. And I could have done that very easily, but because of the fact that there wasn't any change in the smell, I just continued to burn it. It did need a couple cotton balls, I think like 4 maybe, which does seem excessive, but it didn't really bother me too much to use it. And I just like the ambiance of candles. Like if I'm going to have a candle, I'd rather burn it and just melt my wax melt, I guess. This one I did stick on the candle crock afterwards to get a little bit more fragrance from it. It kind of corrected itself a little bit around like this point probably, and then it burned fine all the rest of the way down. But yeah, overall, this is probably one that I wouldn't repurchase. I know that there are a couple repackages of this scent. I think that Unicorn Sprinkles is the same as the scent, and there's another like a Easter scent that is a renamed version of this candle. So this one you do see a lot. It's okay. It's not like my favorite. I think that there's a lot of wax melts that are similar to this. So for that reason, it's okay to be like a one and done in my collection. And then finally, I have 2 more. This one is Cherry Frost, which I absolutely love, this like Christmas in New York packaging. This one burnt amazing. I did not have to cotton ball this one at all. It just did such a phenomenal job, and it really wasn't like murky. It really didn't soot. It was just a clean, good burn. Possibly one of the best burnt candles I've ever had from Bath & Body Works. I did put this one on the candle crock to get a little bit more life out of it. This is a really nice, super fruity, juicy type of fruit punch scent. It is orange, juniper, and white cherry and ginger. I guess I can't really tell if there's ginger. It does smell like a fresh, cold cherry, but like a juicy cold cherry. Like if it's like maybe like, I think that this is Bomb Pop or Cherry Bomb Pop or something like that in the summertime collection. And it definitely is more suited for a summertime scent because of that juicy smell. It does smell kind of like a cherry popsicle. And then finally, I have Winter Fir Needle Orange Essential Oils made with notes of clove and citrus. This is a very fresh, kind of wakes your nose up type of scent. It really smells like cold air with like a hint of orange. It's definitely slightly citrusy. There's like a zing to it, which I'm not sure what the zinginess is. Maybe the clove. But it's really nice. And this one I did end up crocking as well. You can definitely tell that I crocked this one because the glue from the bottom of the wick clip slid. It was more on the softer version of winter candles that I have had in the past from them. This was maybe throwing at like a 5-6, so it wasn't really the strongest, but it did burn fairly clean and even all the way down to the bottom, and I did not have to cotton ball this one at all, so that was a positive note for me. So those are all of the candles, and now I'm just gonna move into the wax melts, and I'll finish up this video with showing you the wax melts that I used but didn't finish. The first scent is Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree, which notes are rock candy, strawberry, and lollipops. This is from L3 Waxy Wonders. So this bag is kind of like a large, skinny type of bag, and it had 3 different snowflakes in it. I will say this, it was kind of hard to get the snowflakes out. I kind of had to drag it right along the edge there. Really doesn't matter what a minuscule first world problem that is, but just forewarning, it might help to kind of like break it apart and then take it out a piece at a time. That's what I had to do towards the end. So Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree is a very sweet, fruity scent. I don't know if L3 Waxy Wonders, if they use like the same strawberry oil for like most of their scents, but I have found that their strawberry scents are some of my favorite from any vendor. I just really like the authenticity of that scent. It really does smell like a real strawberry, but mixed with the rock candy and the lollipops, this was just like one of those like hard candy with like, it looks like a strawberry on the wrapper. Like think like, my grandparents would have those a lot in like the candy jars. That's what this reminds me of. It's got like the soft, gooey center. If you guys know what I'm talking about, let me know, because that's exactly what that smells like to me. I also have Zucchini Bread Honey Pear Cider Buttered Rum. That's a mouthful. This is a sample that I got from L3 Waxy Wonders. And this one is okay. I'm not a big fan of zucchini bread. Most of the time I cannot tolerate it at all. but I could tolerate this and this was enjoyable. I wouldn't repurchase it just because it did lean slightly on I could tell it was zucchini bread, so that's the only reason, but overall it was nice and I'm happy that I did get to use and enjoy this one. Okay, this one is a really weird, hard one to read. It says bowl and spoon, and this is from Gypsy Monroe. This was a sample I got in a D-stash. I don't know if this is like the wrong kind of bag or what, or if it was just older, but I really didn't get much scent through from this at all, and it almost smelled slightly perfumey. So this one, you know, obviously can't purchase it anymore, so I'm kind of happy I just used and finished that. Lemon Snowdrop Cookies is from Rose Girls, and this was a sample that I got. I love this so much. It was definitely powdered sugar and lemon with a little subtle hint of bakery. Lemon Snowdrop Cookies will definitely be a repurchase for me. This is Rainbow Melts Frosted Espresso, and this is the first time I've ever used Rainbow Melts. I did actually just place a order today with their coffee sampler, and I'm very excited to receive it. This is espresso, caramel, vanilla ice cream, whipped cream, and sprinkles. And I did get this one in a D-stash. So my opinions for like D-stash scents are like, I try not to overly judge them just because I'm not sure of how they were stored before they got to me. This was fairly light. The first time I used it, I did put it in my Scentsy warmer, which is not always the best place to put vendor wax melts. It doesn't really give them like the best shot. So with the second little ice cream scoop here that was in this, I did put it in a hot plate warmer, and it did do quite a bit better. But I think that because of the caramel and vanilla ice cream, this was more of a sweet scent versus a heavy espresso note. It was kind of more of like a mellowed, sugary kind of scent with like a very subtle coffee kind of scent to it. I'm excited to see how the coffee sampler handles for me. I know Rainbow Melts is like very much loved, and I'm excited to try them out with the sampler. So this is Sassy Girl Aroma's Be Established, which is smoky woods and sweet and spicy notes. This was in her bee sampler, and this smells exactly like the Marshmallow Fireside candle from Bath & Body Works, with a little bit more of the woodsy note to it. It's not quite as sweet. This is definitely very sweet, but it's got a little bit more of that dark smoky wood in it, which is awesome, amazing. I love that one. This is another of her bee samplers in Be Extraordinary. Pumpkin puree, nutmeg, vanilla, rosemary, woody, I don't know what woody is, tonka bean, citrus, pine, clove, and sugar. And this one is such a unique scent. It's almost fresh, and I think that rosemary maybe, or like the citrus, pine, and rosemary, were pulling it to be slightly like a fresh scent, but don't think like fresh like lemony. It's not at all. It's definitely like a spicy fall type of vibe. Even winter, this definitely is a fitting scent, and it almost is like makes your mouth water. It's really delicious, and if this one did come back, then I would pick it up definitely for next fall season. Okay, so I have Santa Baby from Zape, and Santa Baby is vanilla bean, creamy marshmallow, and pink sugar crystals. This was probably the most shocking one that I enjoyed. I did not expect to like this quite as much as I did. Actually, I didn't expect to like this at all. I don't like pink sugar typically. I've tried pink sugar by itself and in a couple different blends, and every time it's stuck out to me as just being overly strong and almost headache inducing, but must be something about the way that the vanilla bean and the marshmallow toned it down and cut it in such a nice way that this just came off such a subtle, like sweet, kind of sleepy time bedroom type scent, and I absolutely adored this. I hope that this comes back next year because I will pick this up. And I know that this is maybe not like the craziest blend of things, but I also know that different vendor oils can, you know, smell different, even if it's the same name. So it might just be that Zape has a pink sugar scent that I particularly enjoy. So yeah, I'm gonna try their other pink sugar blend and see how that does with my nose. I really love that. 100% would repurchase, highly suggest that scent. Another one from Zape is Holly Days. This is holly berries, woody Christmas greens, juicy apple, ripe raspberries, and sweet plum. I didn't really pick up on the plum, I guess, that I could detect, but this was a very laundry fresh type of scent. I put this in my bathroom and I couldn't imagine having it anywhere else in my house besides my bathroom, unless it was like a day that I'd like just clean the whole house, like deep cleaning kind of a thing. It's such a fresh, clean scent with like just a slight bit of that greenery note. I wouldn't say this is particularly holiday. It doesn't really scream like Christmas time or anything to me, but it was really nice. Definitely clean, fresh, soapy, kind of nice, good scent. I probably wouldn't repurchase that, but it was good. I'm happy I used it. Finally, I have Secret Santa, and this is a sparkling, bubbly, dancing cranberries and crisp apple. This one to me smelled slightly similar to the winter candy apple scent from Bath & Body Works, but it's really nice. This is definitely a effervescent kind of bubbly berry type of scent. It was really nice and lovely and quite strong. And that's the other thing about all of these from Zape. They were all very strong. This one, of course, is in my bathroom, so I used little bits at a time, but it always like came out of the bathroom, you know, being strong. Santa Baby, I put in my bedroom, and this one was a very good performer as well in my Yankee Candle centerpiece warmer, which is surprising because usually that doesn't always give the best performance. And then Secret Santa I used in my living room, and this one, I can smell it right now, and it's been going for probably 6 hours already, and I can still smell it. So just very impressed with all those bags. I have a few clamshells, which I didn't get through a ton, but I will show you. I have a few more that I worked on a little bit. This first one here is in Cozy Gatherings. This is a Mainstays, like small. I think they're like 98 cents. This only took a little bit of time to get through. I kind of split it up between all the warmers in my house, but it lasted quite a long time. Definitely smoky, fireside type of scent. You can kind of get that embers kind of scent going, but it also has something about it is peppery, like peppery and slightly masculine. My partner really enjoyed this one. This is something I personally wouldn't probably pick up again, but if Tom goes out of his way to ask for it, then I will. But it was just okay, and I'm happy to use that one up. Okay, and now on to this one here. This is Bottoms Up from Sensationals. And this is a blend of orange, pomegranate, and spice. And on the front, this is the one that I wanted to talk to you guys about that I thought was similar to the Moscow Mule soap, or not similar, but in the same family. On the cover of this, it has a Moscow Mule. And that is what it smelled like. It smelled like an actual mule. There's ginger in this. For sure. So if you are sensitive to ginger, I'm not a big ginger person. I'm really just, I don't know, it's strong for me. But if you're very sensitive to ginger, be warned if you are thinking about ever picking this up. I don't even know if this one is available now. This will kick your butt. Like, it will throw you out of the house with how strong it is on ginger. And I put this in my Scentsy bulb warmer, which, like I just said, usually doesn't give the best performance, but it threw strong and lasted forever in this. Honestly, I just kind of pulled these before they were maybe done, like completely scentless, because I was just kind of like, oof, over it, you know, it's a lot. So happy I finished this one up. Probably wouldn't repurchase this. If you love Moscow Mules and you want a very authentic Moscow Mule scent, then this is the one to go for. I will say this, the orange, I know usually it's lime in Moscow Mules and this says orange, but it's a citrus family member, so it does smell similar. Circus Animal Stuffed Sugar Cookies from Salt Mountain Melts. And I know that this one was not originally in my melting basket, but I just had such a hankering for this scent, so I decided to melt it. This is one of my all-time favorite scents. It's so authentic. It's definitely got a juicy, bright cherry note in it. But it also is just, it smells like the most authentic circus animal sugar cookie type scent that I've ever tried. And I love that one. Will absolutely be, actually I just repurchased it and her ready to ship sale last night. So I've got another thing of souffle of that coming. I have Cookies and Cream Latte, and let me hold this a little bit closer. So Cookies and Cream Latte is from Midnight Daydream Wax Company. And this is freshly brewed coffee with cookies and cream crumble. And this one was so interesting to me because when I initially put this in my bulb warm or my hot plate warmer, I didn't smell anything. And I was like, uh-oh, I can't smell a single thing. It's been going for like an hour. So I was just about to take it out and my partner came downstairs and he's like, whoa, it smells incredible down here. What are you melting? And I was like, I can't smell a single thing. And he goes, oh, okay, you're nose blind. So like, give it a, turn it off, give it a break, and then try again, which is so funny. He knows that by now. But so he was right. I shut it off. I gave my nose a little break. And then all of a sudden it kicked my butt the next time I turned this back on. So this was really strong. Like I would give this at least a 9. It was so delicious. And it really smelled just like Oreos and a slight hint of coffee. It was delicious. So definitely would repurchase that one. I also have another one from Midnight Daydream, an Ode Palo Santo Noel, and this is Palo Santo, an Ode, and Vanilla Bean Noel. So this is just a very masculine tree type scent. It was really lovely. I actually ended up putting this one in my bathroom just because I like clean, fresh, or masculine scents in my bathroom. I think that they just, I don't know, they fit the area pretty well. And this one did really good. I ended up cutting this one in 2/3 and it lasted a long time. This was, 3 days of melting this and it was really delicious. I love Harrison's Palo Santo blends. Are all so good. They always impress me. Kona coffee, which is also from Midnight Daydream Wax Company. This is Brazilian coffee with cream and sugar. And I ended up putting this one in my Scentsy warmer and this was crazy strong again. So I'm not sure how this one did quite as well as it did because I wasn't the biggest fan of this on cold. It was kind of spicy to my nose. So I was like, well, I'll put it somewhere it might throw a little weaker. No, this was strong. I could definitely smell it. And maybe it's just because that Brazilian coffee is so spicy and such a strong scent that's why I could smell it so much. But it was nice. Definitely like if you are afraid of heavy spices, then Kona or Brazilian coffee, I think is just spicy in general. But this was really good and I was very impressed with that one as well. So all of my Midnight Daydream Wax Company scents this past month were like so strong. Anyway, so moving along, I have some more samples in Orange Cranberry Muffins. And this one is a scoopable that I got as a sample from L through Waxy Wonders. And this one was okay. It wasn't super, it didn't totally wow me or anything, but it was nice and I did enjoy it for what it was. The orange and the cranberry, neither of them really overtook the other. It was pretty well blended in that sense. And then the muffin note was kind of more of just almost smelled like a baked bread. This was more of like a cranberry orange baked bread than a muffin, I guess. Maybe I was thinking it would be butterier, but this one was really nice and no complaints. Probably would be repurchased just because it was just okay. This one here is Sassy Girl Aromas Have You Met Ted, which I believe is like a blend of blue sugar and maybe some kind of a cook, maybe like royal sugar cookie or a cook. Some type of a cookie, like a royal sugar cookie maybe or something like that. And this one is mostly just that blue sugar scent, which I'm also not the biggest fan of blue sugar. It's okay. My partner really liked this one. It's kind of just like a cologne-y type scent. I think blue sugar's got like licorice in it maybe. And I felt like I picked up on that. I got through 2 Polar Pass scent shots from Wicks. And these were also just kind of middle of the road for me. So they're I don't know what the scent notes are on it. It's kind of just like a very fresh, maybe like there's eucalyptus or something, I can't remember. But this smells similar to winter, like kind of gives you like the vibe of having like a cold nose, like being outside in fresh air. And this kind of smelled, yeah, just like clean and fresh. So I put this in my bathroom. However, this wasn't the crazy strongest wax melts I've ever had. Even in my bathroom, these were pretty subtle. They were about like 4 or 5 for me. So there's those. And I have Timberwolf, which is also from Wicks. I love the label on this. I think that they crush it with their labels. And Timberwolf is, I think, like a mix of, is it pine or there's some kind of a tree note. I can't remember what exactly the tree note is. but it definitely is a sweet tree note. So it does smell like kind of outdoorsy, slightly masculine, but also kind of sweet. So maybe it's, God, I want to say it's pine or spruce, which can be slightly sweeter than other tree scents, I think. I don't know trees that well, so don't take my word on that. But this one was nice. However, this one was similar as Polar Pass in the strength and throw of it. Magic Marshmallow, which is a blend of Love Spell and Marshmallow, which Love Spell is a perfume scent from Victoria's Secret. And this smelled exactly like the Victoria's Secret Love Spell, but added in that super sweet creaminess. Really helped kind of tone it down from being like just a straight up perfume scent. I really love this one. This one did so well, really was strong, lasted 2 days in my warmer, in my hot plate warmer, and I did enjoy this one enough to repurchase it. Plus this one was pretty old. It was purchased 5/25/19, so I'm impressed that it kept the scent as long as it did. Baked cinnamon apples from Destination Wax, which is baked apples spiked with cinnamon, clove, and nutmeg. Not too sweet. Home interiors baked apple pie type. I've never tried the home interiors baked apple pie, but this one was really nice. This is definitely a strong on the cinnamon type of scent. You have to like cinnamon to enjoy this one. Yeah, I would definitely say it says not too sweet, and that is true. It is more cinnamon, more spicy than sweet. So that one's okay. I probably wouldn't repurchase that just because I'm noticing that cinnamon isn't like one of my favorite scents in wax. Another one that's cinnamon, speaking of cinnamon, is Cinnamon Vanilla Sugar. This is spicy, rich, sweet blend of cinnamon, cardamom, sugar, and vanilla. And this one, in comparison to that last one, is definitely much more creamy, and you can smell that sweet, creamy vanilla come through more in this. I think there's also something that reminded me of dough slightly, and there's no dough note in this, but it kind of reminded me a little bit of like a donut, sugar, cinnamon kind of coatings type of scent. I did enjoy this one. If I were to repurchase either of these two cinnamon ones, it would be this one for sure, but maybe for now I'll hold out on that. I'm not in the market for cinnamon probably until like next winter comes around, or next fall kind of rolls around. I have another Destination Wax, and this is in Snow White. Snow White is crisp, sweet apple, sweet neroli, a hint of floral, and a hint of honey type sweetness. It's a Lush dupe, which it says it's a nod to Lush. And I think Lush's is called So White instead of Snow White. Correct me if I'm wrong. I've never tried So White from Lush, but this one is a very sweet floral scent. I really think that this reminds me of like a springtime kind of scent because of that floral. It really comes through. And the apple reminds me of more of like a springtime apple, or like an apple blossom versus a fall apple where it's more like fresh cut apple. I liked this one, but I kind of wish I would have held off and used this one towards spring more, but it was really lovely. That might be a possible repurchase in the future. Caramel Marshmallow, this one is creamy, sweet toasted marshmallow and light caramel sauce. This one is an incredible scent. They make top hats at this candy cottage around where I live, and they're just pretty much just marshmallows dipped in caramel, like hot caramel. And then when you sit it down, it kind of forms the shape of a top hat. So this just smells like hot melted caramel over a super gooey, sweet marshmallow. So this one's amazing. I split this one into 3 parts and love and enjoyed every single drop of scent that I got from this. Would be repurchased 100%. Okay, so I'm gonna move on to the wax melts that I've used but not finished. Apples and Oats from Scentsy. I had this one in my club, but this one actually got pulled when I used it. It was just a little bit too cinnamony for me, and I really didn't love it. It also was fairly soft. I did use this in a Scentsy bulb warmer, just because I thought, you know, Scentsy. And this one maybe would do better on my hot plate warmer. I'm gonna have to test it and see, but this is just something that's not really one of my favorite scents, at least for right now. I know that this one is being discontinued, but I'm not that worried about not having this. So that one's that. I also used up I used up 2 cubes of Breakfast in Bed. This one I liked a lot better than the Apples and Oats. However, this was something that was just kind of like okay to me. I think that there's a lot of vendor wax that's similar to this. And this one was probably about the same strength as the Apples and Oats, where it wasn't very strong, or at least it wasn't strong throughout the whole time. It was pretty strong when I put it in for like the first 4 hours, and it kind of carried up from my kitchen to the upstairs. I smelled it more in the upstairs of my house than I actually did in the kitchen where it was melting, which was strange. And I'm going to have to try this one with the almond croissant because I heard that those go very well together. But yeah, I'm not super wowed by this. It was just okay. It was very similar to kind of like the same family as like pumpkin pecan waffles. So I would probably rather just have like a pumpkin pecan waffles, if anything. And then I have Better Homes and Garden scents here in Sensationals. This is Cranberry Mandarin Splash. This one was phenomenal, so good. This was super juicy. I did not expect this one to be as strong as it was. This one I'm actually gonna hold on to because I did enjoy it, so I'm gonna melt this probably later in one of my melting baskets and finish it up, you know, in the summertime, possibly because it was so juicy and so fruity, and it really kind of smelled like a drink. Festive Bubbly, and I believe that this is the same scent as Bath & Body Works Sparkling Pear Riesling. It does smell just like this. However, this one I did use 1 cube, just like I think I used 2 in the other one. Yeah, so I used 2 cubes of this one and 1 cube of this one. And this one was pretty soft, the performance. It wasn't quite as strong as the Scentsy either. So I'd say this one was a little bit less. So probably like a 4 out of 10 on the scent throw. It was okay. Probably wouldn't repurchase that one, especially because I do have the original Bath & Body Works Sparkling Pear Riesling scent. Cuddle Up is one that I used on National Cuddling Day, which is funny. And this is Tonka and Oud, or Oud, however you want to say that. So it's just like a vanilla beanish kind of scent mixed with a tree type of scent, or like an earthy wood scent. And I loved this one. I used 2 cubes, and I ended up putting this one in my Yankee Candle centerpiece in my bedroom. And this is still going strong. I've had it in there. Like, I only turn it on when I'm about ready to go to bed for like 4 hours probably it goes, and then it like self-timer shuts itself off. This one is phenomenal, and I absolutely love this one. And I think I haven't seen this one, or I haven't even been in Walmart for like a year, but if I do see this one ever again, I'll pick up more because it was that good. It just smells like slightly masculine, but also kind of sweet, just deliciousness. This is Fragile Fuzzy Socks and Hoodies, which is frosted juniper, cranberry, juniper berries, creamy vanilla, sage, and dew. And the absolute strongest thing that came through on this was the dew. The dew, it smells like fresh rain. It smells like wet, kind of like fresh grass, not grass. It just smells like dewiness. It smells like moist air, like hot spring air, like just it. I don't know how this is even a scent because it's such a real scent. It's not like I mean, bakery scents are real too, but something about this is just like eerily authentic. It really smells like too real, which is good. You also do get the cranberry in it, which gives it kind of like a nice little tartness. I really did enjoy this one. I just thought it wasn't fitting for winter. So I will be saving this for spring. This is Winterfell from Teddy Bees. It's Marshmallow Fireside, Palo Santo, White Birch, Icy Snow, and Vanilla. And this one is a very masculine, smells like a men's cologne mixed with Marshmallow Fireside. The marshmallow like gooey sweetness isn't really strong. The birch is strong, and the Palo Santo is strong. But this one's really nice. I was very underwhelmed when I put this one in initially. I probably shouldn't have, but I put it in my Scentsy warmer, and I couldn't smell a single thing, and I left it in there all day. Nothing, nada, zippo, zilch. So I would say don't even try Teddy Bees in your Scentsy warmer because you'll just waste wax because you won't be able to smell it at all. I ended up putting this one in my hot plate warmer, and it threw like a champ, and it lasted a long time. So that was that. A few more to go. This is Elf cookies. I only use 1 little cube of this, or like slice of this, I guess. It's sugar cookie dough, almond macaroons or macarons, and vanilla buttercream frosting. The almond is not a cherry almond. It is a nutty almond in this, which if you guys, I know some people are very sensitive to cherry scents and wax. So if you want to try an almond scent that isn't cherry, then this Zape is a good go-to. This one was a very just sweet, creamy cookie scent. There's nothing really too fancy about it, but it is lovely. And yeah, I just don't know why I didn't melt more of that. I just had so much to go through. I just never got around to finishing it. And this one is another one that I wanted to finish, but I stopped because I thought it was more fitting for a different time of year. Even though the name is Days of Christmas, this is sweet pear, crisp apple, spiced orange, and vanilla cream. This is a more of a springtime or summertime scent to me, so I'll be holding off until then, even though I hate that it's called the Days of Christmas and I'm going to save it for way past Christmas. I just think that it fits that time of year better. The vanilla cream is so nicely balanced between the other fruit in this. It's delicious. I have Power Surge from Sassy Girl Aroma. This is a mix of jelly donuts, Fruit Loops, Crunch Berries, Fruity Pebbles, and Vanilla Bean Noel. This is just a super sweet lemon sugar kind of cereal scent. It's really, really nice. I ended up putting 4 cubes of this in my hot plate warmer. Whoa, 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 big mistake, huge. That was crazy and dumb of me. This blew me out of the house and I had to shut the warmer off and leave it for like a couple days and move on to different scents because it was too strong. But after it toned itself down, it was amazing and beautiful, and I really did enjoy this. That was 100% my fault on that, but you know, whatever. I have Cake Battle and Roll. This is jelly donut cake batter, and I love this scent. This really smelled just like an authentic jelly donut. I'm very excited to keep melting this one. I'm gonna give it a little break for now and move on to my different stuff, but this is phenomenal. Would definitely repurchase, very authentic. I have Sookie, which is fresh batter and vanilla extract and fresh baked cookies. This one is a pretty nice, like soft, mild type of cookie scent. It didn't like blow me out of the house. I feel like Julie from Sassy Girl Aroma, the owner, her Cookie Monster scents are always like, those blends are always super, super strong and blow me out of the house. But this one didn't. This one was a nice subtle bakery, kind of smelled like there was cookies baking in the next room over or something. I did like it, but probably wouldn't be a repurchase because I do have some other of her cookie blends that I do prefer more. And then finally, I'm wrapping it up here for my last thing I used of this whole month in Cookie Monster Latte. I absolutely adore this scent. So good, so, so, so delicious. It's sugar cookies, marshmallows, caramel, and coffee. And it smells like the perfect balance of coffees and a hot plate of cookies that just came out of the oven. It's so good. And yeah, I also think that it's cute because it's blue and brown and tan like Cookie Monster. So that is it, you guys. Those are all of the products that I melted but didn't finish, the products that were part of my Project Use It Up that I did completely finish, and all of my wax melt empties for this month. I hope you guys enjoyed watching that, and I hope you guys have an awesome night. Bye, guys.